Imagine waking up at 6 in the morning feeling as though you never actually slept. You are 60 years old, and every joint in your body seems to be protesting against the simple act of getting out of bed. You might tell yourself that this is just what happens when you reach this milestone. You might believe that chronic fatigue, a foggy brain, and that persistent underlying sense of anxiety are simply the price of admission for getting older. But what if I told you that for many of you, this exhaustion is not a natural byproduct of your age, but rather a biological malfunction that can be corrected? I am a board-certified physician specializing in internal medicine and obesity medicine, and today we are going to talk about why your energy levels have plummeted and how one specific ancient root could be the key to reclaiming your vitality. We often look at aging as a slow decline, but in my clinic, I see it as a series of chemical imbalances that we can fine-tune. There is a specific plant that has been used for thousands of years in traditional medicine, particularly in places like India, which is finally being validated by rigorous clinical trials. This is not about a magic pill or a quick fix, but about understanding how to optimize your health span so you can live your 60s and 70s with the same vigor you had in your 40s. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how this root works at a cellular level and why it might be the most important supplement for anyone over 60. Before we dive into the solution, we must understand the problem from a clinical perspective. Although I am a doctor, I am not your personal doctor. So please remember that this information is for educational purposes only, and you must consult with your own healthcare provider before making any changes to your regimen. When we reach the age of 60, our bodies are dealing with a phenomenon I call the perfect storm of metabolic aging. One of the primary drivers of this fatigue is a hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, or the axis. Think of this axis as the thermostat for your stress response. As we age, this thermostat often becomes stuck in the on position. This leads to a chronic elevation of a hormone called cortisol. In small doses, cortisol is life-saving, but when it remains high for years, it becomes like factory smoke that slowly pollutes every organ in your body. High cortisol at age 60 does not just make you feel stressed, it actively breaks down your muscle tissue, increases visceral fat around your organs, and disrupts your circadian rhythm. This is why you might feel tired all day, but then find yourself wide awake at 2 in the morning. The biological impact of elevated cortisol extends far beyond simple tiredness. It creates a state of systemic resistance where your cells no longer respond efficiently to energy signals. This is often why seniors feel a heavy sense of lethargy even after a full night of rest. The axis is supposed to follow a natural rhythm, peaking in the morning to help you wake up and dropping at night to allow for sleep. In a state, this rhythm is flattened or inverted. This brings us to the ancient root that is changing the conversation around aging, which is, in the world of pharmacology, we classify as an adaptogen. I want you to imagine your body as a car driving on a bumpy road. Most supplements are either a gas pedal or a brake, but an adaptogen is like a high-end suspension system that absorbs the shocks of life, so the engine can run smoothly. For seniors, the benefits are particularly profound, because it targets the root cause of age-related decline rather than just masking the symptoms. When you take a high-quality extract, the active compounds known as enter your bloodstream and begin to recalibrate that broken thermostat. These are structurally similar to the precursors of your own hormones, allowing them to occupy receptor sites and signal the brain to turn down the alarm bells. Clinical studies have shown that can reduce serum cortisol levels by as much as 30%. By lowering this factory smoke, your body can finally stop being in a state of constant alarm. This leads to a significant improvement in energy levels at 60 because your mitochondria, the power plants of your cells, are no longer being suppressed by stress hormones. When cortisol is high, the body prioritizes survival over energy production. By lowering cortisol, you signal to your mitochondria that it is safe to produce the adenosine triphosphate, or that fuels your daily activities. But the benefits do not stop at energy. One of the biggest complaints I hear from my patients over 60 is the inability to get deep, restorative sleep. Many turn to heavy sedatives, which can increase the risk of falls and cognitive impairment. acts as a natural sleep aid for elderly individuals by interacting with the receptors in the brain. Is the primary inhibitory neurotransmitter that tells your brain it is time to quiet down. Think of as the oil that lubricates a rusty lock, allowing the key to turn more easily so you can drift into a deep sleep without the morning grogginess associated with pharmaceutical sleep aids. This is critical because it is during deep sleep that your body performs essential maintenance, such as clearing out amyloid plaques from the brain which are linked to cognitive decline. Without this deep cleaning, the brain remains foggy and slow, leading to the memory lapses many mistake for normal aging. Furthermore, we must address the issue of physical mobility. Joint health for seniors is a major factor in maintaining independence. Chronic inflammation is the enemy of your joints. Has been shown to have potent anti-inflammatory properties that can be as effective as some over-the-counter pain relievers, but without the risk of damaging your stomach lining or your kidneys. By reducing the inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, this route helps to soothe the aching in your knees and back, making it easier for you to stay active. When you move more, you improve your circulation and further reduce the accumulation of metabolic waste in your tissues. For those who are still trying to maintain their strength, muscle recovery for seniors is enhanced because supports protein synthesis and helps prevent the age-related muscle wasting known as sarcopenia. It works by modulating the signaling pathways that tell your body to build muscle rather than break it down for fuel. In my practice, I often see men and women struggling with the hormonal shifts of later life. For women, provides natural relief by balancing the fluctuations in hormones that lead to hot flashes and mood swings. It supports the adrenal glands, which take over much of the hormone production after menopause. For men, it has been shown to support healthy testosterone levels by reducing the oxidative stress on the cells in the testes. This is not about taking synthetic hormones, but about giving your body the environment it needs to produce its own hormones at optimal levels. When your hormones are balanced, your mood stabilizes, your libido improves, and your overall sense of well-being increases. When we talk about supplements for over 60, we have to be very careful about quality and dosage. Not all is created equal. The market is flooded with low-quality powders that contain very little of the active. I recommend looking for standardized extracts like 66, or which have been used in the majority of clinical trials. These extracts ensure you are getting a consistent dose of the medicine. The dosage for older adults typically ranges from 300 to 600 milligrams per day, often split into 2 doses. It is best to start low and see how your body responds. You should also look for products that have been third-party tested by independent organizations to ensure there are no heavy metals or contaminants, which is especially important for seniors whose detoxification systems might not be as robust as they once were. Another key area where this route shines is in its ability to reduce anxiety naturally. At 60, many people face new stressors such as retirement, health concerns, or caring for family members. This can lead to a state of hypervigilance that drains your mental battery. Helps to modulate the brain signaling pathways, providing a sense of calm without sedation. It is like turning down the volume on a loud, distracting radio so you can finally focus on the things that matter. This mental clarity is essential for maintaining a high quality of life and staying engaged with your community. However, we must discuss the cautions. While it is generally safe, it can interact with certain medications. Because it can lower blood sugar, those on diabetes medication need to monitor their levels closely. Because it can lower blood pressure, those on hypertension meds should be cautious. And most importantly, because it can stimulate the thyroid, anyone with hyperthyroidism should avoid it. This is why I always emphasize the importance of working with your doctor. We also need to talk about the timeline. Unlike caffeine, which gives you a jolt in 20 minutes, is a slow build. Most of my patients start to notice a real difference in their energy and sleep after about 4 to 6 weeks of consistent use. You have to give your biological systems time to recalibrate. Think of it like steering a large ship. It takes a while for the vessel to respond to the turn of the wheel, but once it does, the trajectory is much more stable. I also want to remind you that no supplement can outrun a poor lifestyle. I believe in the 70% rule. If you can get your nutrition, movement, and sleep right 70% of the time, You are doing better than most. Use as a tool to help you get to that 70%. For example, use the extra energy you get from the route to go for a 10-minute walk after dinner. This simple act activates the muscles in your legs, which act like a second heart to help clear glucose from your blood. Or use the improved sleep quality to establish a better morning routine. The goal of herbal medicine and global wellness trends should always be to empower you to take control of your own biology. We are living in an era where we can measure our progress with incredible precision. I encourage my patients to look at their blood work not just for what is normal, but for what is optimal. If your liver enzymes are high or your uric acid is creeping up, it is a sign that your metabolism is struggling. Can be part of the solution to bring those numbers back into the optimal range by reducing the overall stress load on your liver and kidneys. As we age, we often lose our sense of wonder and our drive, but much of that is simply because we are too tired to care. When you fix the underlying fatigue, you find that your zest for life returns. You start to look forward to your hobbies, and your community again. This ancient root is not just about living longer, it is about living better. It is about extending your health span so that your chronological age is just a number that does not define your physical or mental capabilities. I have seen 80-year-olds with more vitality than 50-year-olds because they understood how to manage their stress and optimize their hormones. You have the power to be one of those people. It starts with small, evidence-based choices. It starts with understanding that you do not have to accept exhaustion as your new normal. By integrating tools like into a holistic plan that includes proper fiber intake, fermented foods for your gut-brain axis, and consistent movement, you can rewrite the script of your senior years. Remember that your body is a highly complex machine that requires the right fuel and the right maintenance. You would not put low-grade gasoline in a luxury car, so do not put low-quality food or constant stress into your high-performance biological engine. Treat yourself with the respect and care that years of clinical experience has taught me every human body deserves. We are all on a journey toward better health, and sometimes the most powerful solutions are the ones that have been right in front of us for thousands of years, just waiting for modern science to catch up and prove what our ancestors already knew. The journey to reclaiming your energy and vitality at 60 is not a sprint. It is a deliberate and rewarding marathon. By understanding the science of adaptogens and the role of cortisol in your body, you have already taken the first step toward a more vibrant version of yourself. I hope this deep dive into the benefits of has given you the clarity and confidence to have a meaningful conversation with your doctor about your health goals. If you found this information helpful, please share this video with a friend or a family member who could benefit from a natural approach to aging. Sharing this knowledge is a powerful way to support the health of our community. I also want to hear from you. Have you tried or other natural supplements for energy? What has your experience been like? Please leave a comment below so we can all learn from each other. Your insights are incredibly valuable to me and to everyone else in this community. Do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on the latest evidence-based strategies for longevity and metabolic health. My goal is to provide you with the tools you need to become the ultimate advocate for your own health. Remember, the road to wellness is paved with small, consistent actions and a commitment to understanding your own biology. Stay curious, stay proactive, and most importantly, stay healthy. I am truly honored to be a part of your health journey, and I look forward to sharing more life-changing insights with you in the future. I hope this was helpful. Stay healthy, and I will see you in the next one.